Racing on Sunday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. 8 races on the program. It is Sunday the 24th of August. Race number 1 begins at 12:20. Start of the Bipod Open Maiden to get the day started. 1200 meters is the distance for race number 1. And the first race on the program, number 8, Iconic Winter, tops the boards here. This is a filly from the Paul Matchett yard. Calvin Abib takes a ride at 15-10. A bit of support for the 3-year-old Son of Hawam from the Dean Canamere yard. Craig Zaki in the irons, and this has found support from 18-10 into 15-10. Number 10, Buddy Boy, trading at 11-2. It is then 16-1 and better bar those. Warren, race number 1, there's a few first timers that will be taking their place in this lineup, so they are obviously the unknown quantities in the race. And just touching on the race runner, number 8, Iconic Winter, who brings the best form into the race. In terms of the Bipod, would you say that she could be a potential Bipod banker?
Well, yeah, I suppose she could if you're in the camp of Iconic Winter. You know, penultimate start, she ran second to Surprise Party. Heavenly Goods won from that form line. Blushing Groom, last time she ran second to Blushing Groom. I don't know how great that form line is. I suppose she could be a Bipod banker should you like her, you know, to be able to banker her. But I'm not so sure it's that easy, because this horse, La La from the Dean Canamere stable, has already found some early money from around 18-10, as you said, to around 15-10, so that's got to be taken note of. Buddy Boy is out of a mare called Monte Carlo Girl. This colt is the 9th foal, and all six of them have won from that mare, so 6 of the 9 have won, so she's quite a good mare. She could be anything, but there's already an early drift. I suppose that's because of the bit of the money for Halala. And then I'm expecting huge improvement from Hollandia Bakare, who ran 5th on debut, 2nd fastest finishing. I'm expecting any amount of improvement to come from him. And then the other one that's nicely bred is Son of Rafif out of Captain's Lullaby. Yogus knows that family well. I think he trained all the brothers and sisters, and all the progeny of Captain's Lullaby have all gone on to win. So that's a strong pedigree, but 20-1 in the market. So I'm probably going to take a bit of a chance. I'm not saying Iconic Winter can't win. It is certainly my first choice, but huge respect for 5, 10 and 11.
Yeah, I think number 8, Iconic Winter, probably does set the standard when it comes to a bet like the Bipod, and from the form runner, she's a clear standout, and I think you could take your chances here and potentially bank her in leg number 1. But then you obviously have got to consider the first timers. If there is further support for number 5, Hala La from the Dean Canamere yard, then that will need to be respected. Son of a woman, just looking at his pedigree, he's almost that could just be looking for a bit further. The Dammer did win from 1200 meters up until 1400 meters. In fact, 1600 meters, a 3-time winner. And then the siblings, Mr. Monocle, one of them winning over a sprint, but ultimately effective over a bit further. And then By the Light of the Moon, who has won 2 sprinting races. So interesting dynamic here with horse number 5. And then Warren touched on number 12, Son of Rafif. Definitely one to keep it very close on in the market, 20-1. Generally, for a horse from the August Governor yard is fancied on debut. They will tend to find a bit of support, but no support as things stand. So that's race number 1, Iconic Winter. Definitely the right horse, but keep an eye on the first timers.
Race 2 on the card is the first leg of the Place Accumulator, and it is a maiden plate over 1400 meters, and the race will run at 12:55, which is 5-1 at the time of recording. And just to remind you that we record well in advance, no scratchings in this race or jockey changes, so please check all that and betting moves before taking your final bets. Second race, and there are also a couple of first timers as well to take note of. Particularly Sonny Bill's Ferrari, who was an expensive yearling, 1.9 million rand. The next foal that came out of that family was a filly. She sold for 2 million, so it's an expensive family. And yeah, let's see how Sonny Bill's Ferrari runs, because there's already been early support for him from 20-1 down 13-1. And then Cheers, Cheers, Cheers is related to Arvernie King. Arvernie King being by Vercingetorix, this the Hawam. So keep an eye on those two. Plus, I think that's just the only 2 Raheel that are first timers. 1 Mount Kennedy as well as a first timer, so we'll keep an eye on him too. Royal Sword, possible place accumulator banker, the horse they all have to beat. The debut run behind Cardinal Chief was good. There's been Canal Scarter, Xenophon, Town Crier all come out of that race. Last time out was an improved run. I think he's going to really relish the step to 1400 metres. Cozily drawn. Is he hard to beat?
I think he's a horse that will have obvious claims in this lineup. I mean, when you have a look at that debut run, the form line was ranked very, very nicely. A number of winners from that piece of form, and good improvement last time out at 10-1 in the market in a field of 7. It will be interesting to see how that Broadwalk Breeze form line does work out. We've got a runner in race number 1 from that form line, so we'll see how he performs. That's horse number 11 in race number 1. And then Royal Sword could likely enjoy the step up in trip, neatly drawn as well. And when you have a look at the rest of the form on offer, it's nothing that's going to really get you excited in this lineup. I think this horse at 12-1 in the market, number 8, Jet Blackfire from the Yogas Governor Yard, out of a Western Winter mare. I think that this horse could show further improvement, not disgraced in his first 2 starts today. Cheek pieces go on, having his first run as a 3-year-old, and he reportedly bled last time out. And generally, bleeders, their first run after that rest and suspension is their best run. And this horse, Jet Blackfire, could show any amount of improvement at 12-1. So he's the type of horse that I'd look to include into a bet like the Bipot. Number 7, 2, Kentango, showed some good improvement last time out, running fresh behind Town Crier. He gets the 4 kgs off the back. This young apprentice, Dazan Lowe, is riding very well at the moment, and if that second run after layoff doesn't just catch him out, he's a horse that on his last start can certainly get involved in the action. Broadwalk Breeze winning from that piece of form. Broadwalk Breeze ran 3rd that day, and this horse was back in 4th position. So 28-10 in the market, I think another horse to potentially include. And then you mentioned number 9, Sunny Bill's Ferrari. Number 10, Cheers. Won't give you much confidence when it comes to when you have a look at his pedigree. He's a son of a warm out of a horse chestnut mare, and he's going over 1400 meters on debut. Could well be looking for a bit further. And then number 9 rather, quite a speedy pedigree with Sunny Bill's Ferrari, who has found a bit of support. So 9 and 10, we'll see how those horses go. But in terms of place accumulators and bar pots, 3, 7, 8, those are the 3 horses that I'm looking to play around here, Warren.
Okay, 3, 7, 8, and the 3 does look to be on form, the one they all have to fear the most, but there are a few others that could certainly make their presence felt.
Race number 3, start off the pick 6. This is a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1400 meters. 1:30 is the off time. And your favorite here is number 1, Act of Grace, trading at 15-10. Open up at around 16-10. A touch of support now. Number 6, Tipperary at 7-2 on offer. Well tried maiden. 7-2 about Miss Stormiatrix. It's 8-1 Lemon Time. It is then 10-1 and better ball those. Warren, having a look at race number 3. We had a word with Damien Pillay during the week for the perfectly placed interviews, and he was quite upbeat about the chances of this 3-year-old daughter of Hawam, who showed good improvement last time out. Found a bit of long shot support from 33-1 into 16-1. Deep draw to contend with, and when posed the question of will the drop in trip be an issue, he didn't seem fazed by that.
She's my firm first choice, is Cool Winter, and she's currently trading at 10-1. Yeah, she does have an awkward draw. He wasn't too phased. You're quite right. He was of the opinion that she's got the gate speed and that he'll be able to get her over to lead, or her over to be in the box seat, or her over to be midfield. I don't know, but his words were he's confident that he'll be able to get her over from that draw. Huge improvement from run 1 to run 2. Worked with Paul Lafferty the day that she ran 5th behind Clinto Star, and she ran a much better race. They were expecting improvement. He made that very well known to the public that they were expecting improvement, and the improvement they got. If she improves again, I think she'll be a big runner, and as I say, my first choice. Not as easy as that, it never is. Act of Grace, when running second to Alana. Miss Glitter Sparkles has come from there. Second to Charge It. Queen of the Spears come from there. Grippin, A Promise of Fire's come from there, so that sparked up a bit, and from gate 1 she'll be a big runner, obviously, Act of Grace. Miss Stormiatrix, the blinkers certainly help, but the form line hasn't. Takatalvi, blinker strike. I know that she's been boxing around in the maidens for a long time, but the blinkers suddenly go on, and she could be a quartet type of horse. But I'm going in with Cool Wind at the time of recording the show, 10-1.
I think it's a 2-horse race. Cool Wind and then number 1 Act of Grace, who I think last time out, I must be honest, I thought she'd win. But she did take on the boys in an open maiden, going the mile for the first time. So maybe valid excuses given that she was a 2-year-old as well. She's a 3-year-old, newly turned 3-year-old, having a first run as a 3-year-old, drawn 1, back again, same-sex company. And she drops in trip as well. And Warren touched on the winners from her last 3 form lines. So 1 and then number 10, Cool Wind. I think in terms of pick sixes, you could take a chance here in leg number 1. Go those 2 horses. You've got the favourite at 15-10, and you've got Cool Wind at 10-1. If Cool Wind were to rock up and win at 10-1, it's a great start, but there certainly could be quite a bit of value with this 3-year-old daughter of a Warm taking on your 15-10 favourite, Act of Grace.
Race 4 on the card is the Gallop Form Middle Stakes for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres. The race runs at 2:05, 14:05, and the average rating here is a rating of 93, so it's a competitive race. It's so much so competitive that there's 8 runners at the time of recording going to face the starter that I'm putting in the field, how I structure the pick six. I'm certainly not going to take the coward's way out. I'm going to give you a selection or a suggested bet, but for the pick six field, that's how difficult I think it is. Raheel, Celtic Beauty's returning from a rest, but has won from 1 over the course and distance. Sovereign Grant ran in a listed race last time. One Smart Cookie, it's way better than that 5th of July run. Callan Murray and Tinny Princely, that relationship is still quite young. They don't team up too often together, and they've put blinkers on. That's an early declaration. Blinkers go back onto One Smart Cookie. Malcolm's Dream, 7 starts over the course and distance for 3 wins. Warrior Royale was in a grade 3 last time, but is returning from a rest, and the list goes on and on and on. If I were forced to give a first choice or a selection or a suggestion, probably each way chance number 5, Malcolm's Dream, but no confidence at all. I don't like the race. I'm going the field.
Yeah, I think it does appear to be quite a tricky contest here for the fillies and mares, and yeah, Warrior Royal top in the boards. I think she could go on to be the best horse in the race, but whether she's going to be 100% fit, returning off a layoff and ready to rock and roll, I'm not sure. Last run did come way back on the 31st of March in a grade 3 for the 3-year-old fillies, and she ran behind Green Sapphire. She's a horse that has shown plenty of ability. Good win beaten Sovereign Grant 2 starts back. She doesn't find herself favourably treated at the weights. 4.5 kgs better or worse off at the weights with stable companion Sovereign Grant. But I think she is probably a horse that we need to keep a very close eye on this year as a 4-year-old. Tristan Godden takes ride. The word is that this is not a main aim. There are races in the season that the yard are looking for her, and she could come on with a run under the belt. Number 2, Sovereign Grant, she featured in a group race 2 starts back. That was the grade 2 Tibashina Stakes. Far from disgrace. She incurred a 4-point penalty for running 5th behind Green Sapphire, and then last time out 5th behind Call Me Getrix in the Off to Stud Stakes. She's gone down 2 points, so races on a mark of 101. She's got 61.5 kgs on the back, but she's a solid daughter of Give Me the Green Light. She's probably been an underachiever in her career, given that she's only won twice. I'm sure the yard would have thought that she'd win a few more, but this is the right type of race for 4-1 in the market. Definitely one of the leading chances. This horse, Celtic Beauty, I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong with her. Daughter of Vercingetrix showed plenty of ability as a young horse, as a 3-year-old, but hasn't sort of kicked on with her career. She's won 3 times, and her last win came on the 14th of April 2024, so it's been a while between drinks. But if the rest has worked with her and she comes back a better horse in a much better mind space, I think she's a filly that can certainly make a presence felt in a big way. Jumping from gate number 1, she's run behind quality, so she's probably got the best form on offer in this contest, behind the likes of Cedar Gain, Gladiatorian, Emalenze, Yokuruduma. So number 1, Celtic Beauty, on her best form, she will be a serious contender. And then you have got the likes of One Smart Cookie, Magical View, Malcolm Dream, and then just one more horse to touch on, Perilla. If this was at Hollywoodbets Greyville, I'd have more confidence in her claims. She seems to be a better horse at Greyville, whereas opposed to Hollywoodbets Scottsville, 6 runs for 3 minor positions. Probably want to keep an eye on for trifectas and quartets, but I think number 2, Sovereign Ground, number 1, Celtic Beauty, could be two very interesting runners in this lineup. And then number 6, Warrior Royale, one to keep an eye on for trifectas and quartets. Warren likes number 5, Malcolm's Dream, 12 to 1 in the market. Could be a nice each way find in race number 4, which is certainly not cut and dry. Race number 5, this is a class 5. It is an apprentice race over the 1,000 meter trip. Fillies and mares, 14:40 is the off time, and it is the start of Jackpot 2. Favorite here, you've got Prankster and Quintasia, both trading at 16 to 10 in the market. Number 9, Jane's Vision at 18 to 10. It is 9 to 2 about Mama's Baby, Grew of Ice, 16 to 1, and Better Bar. Those just refreshed, and I see it is Little Black Gem and Prankster that is out. So it's now a field of 7. So there has been adjustments in the market. Quintasia 16 to 10, Jane's Vision 18 to 10. The top 2, field of 7 runners for this event. Warren, what's your thoughts? Not a great contest.
Not a great contest. I just want to go online and double check. You were just reading out the betting, because my opening comment was going to be Jane's Vision 28 to 10, the wrong price. Are you saying 18 to 10 if there's been money? Well then,
scratchings 4 and 8 out.
Scratchings 4 and 8 out. Okay, so let's have a look at the fields quickly, and then we can reassess race 5. 4 and 8 out. That's interesting. That must have just come through before we. They certainly weren't scratched before the show, so that's good information. That certainly weren't scratched before the show this morning when we checked jockey changes, scratchings, and all that goes with it. So good spot there. 4 Little Black Gem and 8 Prankster out. There we go. Last minute. That's the importance of checking scratchings before we structure our final bets. And Little Black Gem was certainly my value in the race at 33 to 1, but that's gone. As you say, Quintasia 16 to 10, Jane's Vision 18 to 10. I think they're both short. Quintasia 16 to 10 favourite. Never won at this course, never placed at this course actually, never won on the turf. I wouldn't be taking 16 to 10. Jane's Vision, I like Jane's Vision, I like her a lot. A little skinny now in the market. She was skinny at 28 to 10 in my opinion. I think she's skinny, even more skinnier now. But I suppose if they win, Raheel, any price as long as they win. But Jane's Vision, last 3 starts, average rating 74, 75, 78. She plummets down to now an average rating of 60. There's been winners out of the form line, penultimate run at Princess Hannah race. Rugged Lover, Prankster's come from there. Lady of Vix has come from the last run. So the form lines have sparked up a bit. Design Low, he's catching the eye of the racing industry. So yeah, I like Jane's Vision, but at that price, I'm not sure if I'm going to be having a strike. Mama's Baby is the other horse that I picked out as possibly value. I know she's 7 to 1, but she's shortened now. She's now 4.5 to 1, so definitely not value. This young rider, Muller, takes weight off. It's his first race meeting that he's competing at, and we wish him well. So after all is said and done, my selection's 9 Jane's Vision, 5 Mama's Baby, and disappointed to see the scratchings of 4 and 8.
Yeah, I think Jane's Vision's the right horse in the race here at 18 to 10 in the market. Given the lack of form on offer, I think they've had to sort of price up something. And yeah, second favourite, she's a horse, as you mentioned, has been taken on a lot stronger. A last win came when beaten Vision to Achieve, and given that Vision to Achieve has kicked on since then and gone on to win 3 races after getting beat by Jane's Vision, that piece of form has worked out very nicely. Her rating of 67 is the last winning mark when winning on the poly track. With the 4 kgs off the back in a class 5, she's probably the ideal roving banker and the horse that you could potentially take a chance on in a bet like Jackpot 2 and banker in leg number 1, given the lack of form on offer here. Quintasia, 10 runs on the turf for 1 second and 1 fourth, and then as Warren touched on, course form 4 runs, 4 blanks, so nothing that's really going to get you too excited. And then the balance of the horses, well, they need to certainly show improvement on their recent form if they are to get a blow in here. So yeah, I think Jane's Vision right horse, Warren.
Yeah, and just to confirm, 9:13 a.m. on Saturday, Little Black Gem, Prankster, both coughing from the Gareth Van Zyl stable. And there we go. So it's a smaller field, the apprentice races. And yeah, I agree. I think Jane's Vision is the right horse. Is she worth a bet? For me, at that price, maybe not, but she's certainly a possible exotic banker. Race number 6 on the card, 6 of 8, is the Gallop TV Middle Stakes. It's over 1,750 metres. Average rating is 88. The best weighted column tells you that Royal Invitation and Plum Pudding are joint. And a competitive race, an interesting race, a couple of points to talk about. Raheel, JP's Palace, 1 from 1 over the course and distance, rated a 91. Izzy a 91. Queuing, an 8-year-old gelding, never won at this course, but certainly has placed, gets valuable weight off the back. Blinkers go on to Hodgepodge. Royal Invitation is 2.5 kilograms better off with the Twatwa cut on that last run. And she's probably going to be my narrow first choice. I like her, Royal Invitation. She's trading at around 7 to 1, cozily drawn. Twatwa Cuts, obviously a horse that surprisingly does so well for the fact that he hashes the start just about every single time he runs. He's always a step slow or 2 or 3 steps slow, but he still manages to win and do well. So Twatwa Cut, got to be respected. Plum Pudding, Plum Pudding's 2.5 kgs off, also better with the Twatwa Cut. My 3 horses, 5 Royal Invitation in this order: 5 Royal Invitation, 9 Plum Pudding, and 6 Twatwa Cut.
Yeah, I think it is quite a competitive race. I'm going to go with Plum Pudding as my narrow top selection. I thought it was a good run, last start, second to Twatwa Cut, taking on the boys for the first time. I think she would have certainly tightened up quite a lot with that run under the belt. And she has had 3 runs in the province, 2 wins and 1 second. So you can't fault her when it comes to her form. She's a daughter of Silvano that is just getting better with age, as you'd expect from the progeny of Silvano, 4-time winner. And I think that she's going to give you a good run for your money at 4 to 1 in the market. Skittle Skies, I thought a good gutsy win last time out, beating Impact Investor. That was over 1,600 meters. He's got a 4-point penalty to deal with, but he's a horse that I don't feel the distance is going to be an issue for him. He did run 3rd over 1,800 meters 2 starts back, and that was in an MR 96 handicap up in the Highveld. So I think that he's definitely a runner that can make his presence felt in a race of this nature. 3rd to Rosh Kadesh, 4 runs back over 1,400 meters, so he's got form to work with. Royal Invitation, having her first start for New Yard, definitely a horse that needs to be included into the play and could be some very good value at 8 to 1 in the market. Probably overpriced, given that you've got Plum Pudding at 4 to 1, Twatwa Cut at 5 to 1, and then this horse is at 8 to 1, and she's got as good as a chance as Twatwa Cut and Plum Pudding. So could be some nice value there, and a nice find from Warren as his top selection. And then you've got this horse, JP's Palace, who's shown ability, jumps from gate number 1. He's a course and distance winner. Certainly a horse that's improving quite nicely. He's 3rd up after rest. When having a look at the conditions of the race, the fillies are suited, given that it is a middle stakes, but he's a horse that's got further improvement to come. And then Q-Wing will always keep you interested, but I think more for a trifecta quartet inclusion. That form line behind Twatwa Cut, likely to work out in this lineup here. 5, 6, 9, those are the horses that come from that piece of form. And then I think Skittle Sky is probably worth an inclusion as well. But number 5, Royal Invitation for Warren. Number 9 for me, Plum Pudding. In terms of final leg of the bipod, Warren?
I'm going to put the 3 horses, Raheel. 5, Royal Invitation. 9, Plum Pudding. 6, Twatwa Cut. And then, maybe 10 Skittle Skies. Go 4 horses. But you like 9, I like 5. Those are the 2 common denominators. Also, some suggested boxed exactors could be the way to go for race 6. But that's it for the 6th. And no more parting shot. You can move on.
Yeah, happy with
Let's
that.
go then. That's it. Those are the numbers for race 6. Let's go on and talk about race number 7.
Race number 7, penultimate race on the program. It is an Apprentice D Stakes over 1,600 meters. 15:50 is the off time, and it is a field of 8 runners that are set to line up. Number 4, La Madalena at 5 to 2. Number 5, Quinn's Time Training at 7 to 2, along with Ultra Quick. Shiny Bob 6 to 1. Iron Will has found support from 12 to 1 into 7 to 1. Can you do the hula 8 to 1? Number 2, Angel of Malta, number 8, Pongola, both at 10 to 1 in the market. Warren, what's your thoughts here, race number 7?
3 horses for me, Raheel. I'll start with 8 Pongola as my first choice, 7 Iron Will my second choice, and 4 La Madeleine my third choice. 1 Ultra Quick, I'm a half turned my back on him, and that's the worst thing you could ever do, because the moment you turn your back, they come in and spook you. But it's been 501 days. I've tried to work him out. I can't work him out, and I'm reaching for the white flag with Ultra Quick. He's drawn 1. It was a fair run last time, but I don't know what to make of him. Maybe when I hand over to you, you can help me a bit more about Ultra Quick. But Quinn's Time, first run as a gelding. That last run, it's got me a little stumped, restless, lost 2 lengths, but he has been gelded since, lightly raced. I'm sure he's way better than that. La Madeleine, 4th from an impossible draw, gets a much kinder draw this time in a smaller field. Iron Will, certainly a horse that can get into the action. He's a lovely big son of Flower Alley, but he's a 7-year-old. He gets Brevin Plikes to ride. Much better effort last time with Yogesh Govender. At least my apologies, with Yadev Singh, the trainer of Iron Will, not Yogesh Govender. Number 8, Pongola, my first choice. Only worry with Pongola, there's lots to like, but there's just that never won at the course that worries me. He's returning off a 71-day rest. That's not too much of a concern, but he's never won at this course, and he's a 3-time winner. Dazan Lowe will be thrilled because he's got good rides from Michael Roberts. That last run, the Rosh Kadesh form line is sparked up. And in fact, it's not sparked up, it's caught fire. It's been so good. So, yeah, 8, 7, and 4. Those are my numbers.
Yeah, on his last start, he could certainly be good value at 10 to 1 in the market. I think 4, 5, 7. I think those are 3 horses to potentially play around here. La Madeleine, dropping in class. Her last 2 starts have been very good, 3rd and then 4th. Her rating has dropped as well. She gets weight off the back, which will certainly assist her chances. JC Bortas riding well at the moment with quite a bit of confidence. And despite taking on the boys, I think that she's a filly that will be very competitive. Number 5, Quinn's Time, I think it was just a step too far last time out. Running as a 2-year-old against older horses, hard-knocking older horses of 1,800 meters, was not really going to be in his favor. He was restless. He lost 2 lengths. So I think we need to forgive him for that run. He gets 4 kgs off the back. He's got a mark of 85. He's run behind some very smart sorts, the likes of Countervrun and Aristocratic, and I thought it was a very, very impressive win 2 starts back. So I think against these type of horses, I think he'll certainly be very competitive. 1,600 meters, no issue. So I think he's worth an inclusion. And then Iron Will, dropping in the ratings, 1.5 kgs off the back, 2nd run for the new yard, course and distance suit, and a horse that on the back of his latest effort, when 3.5 lengths behind Grand Appeal, I think that he can certainly make his presence felt, dropping in class as well. So 4, 5, 7. I'm going to be looking to play around those 3 horses in race number 7 when it comes to the place accumulator and the pick 6. And then number 8, Pongola, a horse that Warren likes at 10 to 1 in the market. And then just number 1, Ultra Quick. Well, I've been following him for some time, but I've passed him by here. Gets 4 kgs off the back. I think he needs to do a bit more if he is to have a winning chance. 10 runs at the course for 3 4th position. So not sure he's doing the most on current form to give you all the confidence, and it's been 501 days without win. So 4, 5, 7 for me, and then 8 horse Pongola for you, Warren.
Yeah, the common numbers there, 4, 5, 7, 8. So we do the show together. You combine my numbers, Raheel's numbers. He didn't have Pongola, I didn't have Quinn's Time. So 4, 5, 7, 8 are our numbers. Well, good old Ultra Quick, this beautiful game, Raheel. I've half turned my back on him. You've passed him by. Maybe we should take a covering perm and banker Ultra Quick, because he'll end up winning by 5 hard held. That's just the nature of the game. But jokes aside, it's difficult. It's been 501 days for Ultra Quick. Let's see how he goes. But our numbers 4, 5, 7, 8. There's one more to come. Welcome back to the studio, where Raheel and I are going to take you through the 8th and final race, which is the Hollywoodbets Bright Future Class 4 over 1,600 meters, and the off time is 16:30, 4:30. And of course, Raheel and I will be with you, your hosts at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, for this meeting, and we look forward to it. But let's go through this last race. Raheel, for me, 3 horses. 3 in no particular order. 3 Mvelelo for trainer Vengi Masawi. Callan Murray, second to Spring Tradition last time. That was on the Poly. 3 times at this course for a blank, so that's why he's probably not going to be my first choice, but he's certainly on my shortlist in the top 3. Run to Rio was a very good run last time with valid excuses, ran an excellent race to Wing Walker. And over the page, we're either going to be rich or poor after this race meeting, because a couple of selections that have been suggested are long prices, and I just keep looking at this horse Total Surrender. I know Total Surrender is drawn the widest of all for the Socialist Squad Syndicate, 82 days since the last run, but some of those Joburg efforts were fairly good. I just make him a very, very interesting runner. 13 to 1 looks inviting for maybe a place bet, but numbers 3, 4, 11, Raheel, and each way for me, number 11 would be my suggested bet.
Yeah, I think it's a trappy contest to wrap up proceedings on the day. I think there's a whole host of winning chances. You touched on a valid point with number 3 in Valelo, given his course form doesn't inspire much confidence. Seems to be far more effective at Hollywoodbets Greyville. The galloping course at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, he's had 3 goals and he's yet to feature. On a mark of 74, good last run behind Spring Tradition. He'll keep you interested, but how much of confidence can you have given his course form? This horse, World of Our Own, he is currently trading at 12 to 1. I'm a fan of him as a racehorse. I think he's been a bit disappointing in his recent efforts. He's dropped a couple points in the ratings. He gets the 1.5 kgs off the back. His last start was a fair run behind Lucky Dollar. He did find support that day. He was returning off rest. Perhaps he'll strip a much fitter horse on Sunday. Rachel Vinegar takes the ride. And I think that he can show some improvement, number 6, World of Our Own. I think he'll win his fair share of races, and he's not going to stop a 2-time winner. This horse, Mojave Prince, he's probably got to be an interesting contender, given that he's a horse that won his maiden last time out, having his first run as a 3-year-old, second run as a 3-year-old now. And Sipusishle Schlingwa takes ride. He's been given an open mark of 88, so we'll see whether that mark is correct or not come Sunday. But I think there's plenty of improvement to come from this horse, and he can certainly have a say in trifectas and quartets. And then this horse, Magma Magic, another outsider at 14 to 1 in the market. He was right up there in the vanguard for most of the way. It was just over the final 200 meters where he sort of was found wanting, and he ended up finishing 5th. I think the drop in trip will do him the world of good. He's on a mark of 74, and he did find support last time out. He looked an absolute treat going down to the start, 10 to 1 into 5 to 1. Just keep an eye on him. He could pop up at a bit of a price here of 14 to 1 in the market. And then Warren touched on number 11, Total Surrender. So I think it is a trappy race. I think you need to look for cover 3, 5, 6, 8, 11 horses to play around here. Narrow first choice, each way play. I'm going to go with number 6, World of Our Own. Like him as a horse, and I think that he'll have a fair future. And at 12 to 1, he's going to be the top choice for me, Warren. But I think the guys need cover here in race 8.
Just last question before we wrap up and wish the punters well. Record High. I never liked him last time, and I'm not so wild about him this time.
4 runs at the course.
Yeah, that's correct. But you know, the form line is sparked up there a bit. White Seahorse, Star of the Future have come out there. Are we happy to pass them by this time? I mean, we can't go the field. Now, one race I've suggested already we go the field. I mean, we can't go 2 fields. Maybe we can if we've got the budget. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm on the fence with him, but it is what it is.
I think he could be worth an inclusion if you are going wide, because it does look to be that type of race. But if you're looking to narrow your selections on, he's not one that I would be rushing to include given his course form.
Yeah, good point. Okay, race 8, that's it. Raheel Radkrishna, each way, number 6, World of Our Own at chunky odds, and my each way value is number 11, Total Surrender, also at chunky odds. If we can get that exacta, the trip home will be joyous. That's a wrap from us. 8 races done and dusted. We look forward to, as I say, being with you at Hollywoodbets Scottsville tomorrow. For now, punt well, be safe, and as always, we will see you in the number 1 box.